Hey guys, what's up? It has been a while since an album review for me, actually in a very long time. So I'm back with an album review, and this is kind of more of not a new release at all, but I really wanted to talk about this album because I've been listening to it a lot, and it's been something that's been on my mind a lot, is wanting to do an album review on this. I'm going to do like a track by track review of this album just because it really is so important to me, and that is Vessel by 21 Pilots. I just recently got into them a little bit more. I always like listen to a little bit of their songs here and there, like stuff on the radio, and then like House of Gold was like the first song I knew off of this album. This is their second studio album, and I believe this one was released off of Fueled by Ramen Records. I think that's the record label that they're still on right now. And it's really hard to like decipher what genre they exactly are, because they throw elements of like reggae into their music, but they also throw elements of hip-hop, some pop, and like techno electronic. So it's like they kind of have all this different style and like alternative as well, like mashed in together. The first track on this album that kicks off it is Ode to Sleep. And this opens up with like sinister electronic synths, and they go like straight into Tyler's rapping, which is probably some of the best rapping on the album. I love his verses on this. He kind of just goes right into it and like attacks it. Then it transitions into this very upbeat tempo, more towards the chorus, and I like how it bounces back from that darker, like sinister electronic verses with his rapping, and then goes to this more like up chorus. It's really unique and makes the song so interesting to listen to. I feel like every time I listen to this song I can find new ways that I really like it, and there's like more interesting things. Holding On to You is the next track, and this one wasn't one that really caught my ears from the first listen. I had to listen to this one a few times to really get into it. This one just opens up with Tyler's rap verses. I really like the groove to it. Josh on the drums just kind of adding this really cool groove, backing up with Tyler's rapping, but it kind of draws you into a more laid-back pre-chorus of the song, and then has this repetitious but infectious chorus to it, where he's just saying holding on to you kind of over and over with a little ba in the back. That was a very bad impression of that. But overall, like the more I listen to this song, the more I really enjoy it. Migraine is the next track, and this is probably one of my favorites on the album. It's kind of hard to pick, but this is one that I really liked from the start listening to it. It's one of the more upbeat, fun songs on the album to listen to right from the get-go. And it's interesting just how upbeat and happy the song sounds, but when you listen to and like look at the actual lyrics, it's really talking about personal struggles that people kind of have, like balancing out depression and trying to live life a little bit more positive. And the two contradictions make a really wonderful song. And the rap verses that Tyler spits out are some of my favorite on this album. And then the chorus goes back a lot to this kind of distorted, a little bit auto-tune singing that Tyler does, but it makes a really like catchy, fun chorus. Like I said, House of Gold was the first song I ever heard by 21 Pilots, at least off of this album that I know of. I remember like listening to this song, and then I actually learned it on ukulele. This is another upbeat song, pretty much just all ukulele and a little bit of Josh just doing a thumping kick drum in the background to balance it out a bit. And it's a lot more of a melodic song, a lot more of an easier song to listen to. It almost feels like it's like a campfire song, but it's not. He's kind of talking about his mom, but I really like it. It's not one of my personal favorites. I know a lot of people like it. It's not like my favorite off the album, but I think it's still a really good track. Our Radio comes right after that, and this one's a lot more of a darker song. It has more of a darker tone to it. Very minimalistic instrumentals. You really don't hear much to it. It's pretty much just Tyler rapping, and I think he's pretty much just rapping out his thoughts here, and he's talking about how like he literally is like just sitting in silence with all these thoughts kind of eating at him, and he really doesn't know what to do with himself, and it's kind of like attacking him and making him feel worse. And this is one that I can really relate to. And I think them taking a step back musically from this song just makes you focus a lot more on the lyrics and the message. And like I think this song also is really passionate, especially towards the very end when he just says, "And now I just sit in silence," and he just screams that kind of over and over again, and it really feels real to you, like he's literally going insane. It's definitely one of my favorites on the album. Semi-Automatic is a really fun but interesting song. I really like the cool synths that are in it. They're really unique and they go well with Tyler's vocals, and it's one of the more upbeat songs as well on this album. It's kind of talking about like fighting between making good and bad decisions, and you kind of realize you're making these bad decisions, but like in your mind you kind of think it's okay and like it's the right decision at the same time. Bouncy piano and drums also help make this enjoyable song to listen to. I just really love the groove of it, and it's really catchy and fun. Screen is another song on the album that has ukulele featured pretty much throughout the whole song. It's definitely one of the more laid back songs on the album. It's got a little bit of some light piano and drums to it though, whereas on House of Gold it really didn't have as much instrumentation to it. It's got a little bit more texture to it, adding some rap verses here and there, and I think it has a really well written chorus. The Run and Go is the next track after that one, and this is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. It's probably hard to put it up there as number one, but it's definitely up there. The moment I listened to this song, there was just something so catchy and fun about it that I was like, I need to listen to this over and over and over again. And like literally every time I listen to this song, it just puts a smile on my face. It makes me so happy listening to it. I literally love just the bouncy keys of the piano just going off, the drums kind of just going to the groove of the piano. And then when you get to the doo-doo-doos and the bird whistle sounds during the chorus when it starts to build, I just really love that. And then especially towards the end too, his vocals get a lot more harsher, and that's like really what I like about Tyler's vocals too, is he starts to like, the more you get into the song, the more you get kind of interested into the song, you want to hear more. And so like you hear these really cool parts at the end where he has more of this harsher, raw, kind of scream edginess to his voice. Overall, one of my favorite songs on the album. I just love how upbeat and fun this track is. Take You Out is another really good song off the album. It's one of the more playful tracks instrumentally, I think. It's a chill song that continually just builds up with a nice bright chorus, and the synth also helping a lot, playing a big part in this song. The lyrics are definitely very relatable to me as well, and they kind of talk about, well, you feel like you're on your own, and like people say like they're there for you, but like you really don't think anybody's there for you, and you kind of have like thoughts of like suicidal thoughts or just negative thoughts in general. But I think also Tyler has a really good flow in this song, especially like his rap verses just really blend in nicely. Guns for Hands is probably my favorite song on the album. This is the one in particular that really got me wanting to listen to Vessel more. There was just something about this song that stood out to me. The vocals definitely being one of those things. Lyrically, I mean, it's definitely my favorite song off the album. And it talks about how like people are like hurting themselves, whether it's with their words, like if it's with self-harm, and they want to kill themselves because they feel this pressure and they feel this emptiness inside of them. I really just like how the song transitions from mellow to upbeat with the synths, and it also has a very catchy chorus to it too. And when you go deeper into this track, you start to hear this really cool reggae style musical breakdown with Tyler's rapping, and I think it adds like a really unique twist to the track. It kind of catches you off guard a little bit, but like once you start listening to the song more, you're like, wow, this like flows really well. Getting more later into the album, we have Trees, and I really love the progression of this song. It starts off very laid back, but then the synths build up once the first chorus hits. Tyler's vocals on this one I think are some of the best on the album. He sings some like little high notes that just really add a lot to the song, and then his vocals start soaring when you get more towards like the nitty-gritty part. It really gives this song a lot more power. It's just, you really can feel the passion in it, even though it doesn't have much to it, but then when the synths start to like get more elevated, more fast-paced, and then you hear Tyler's vocals and you just really hear that passion in his voice, it makes such a good song. Definitely one of my favorites. Truce being the last track on this album, it's probably the most obvious sad song, just whether you even hear the lyrics or you just hear the overall mood and tone the song gives with just the really simple, slow piano, and Tyler kind of trying to put these words into place to kind of try to help somebody Stay Alive. And I just love how it closes the album with something very simple but has a clear message to it that's really easy to understand, that I think binds a lot of the topics on this album like into one song really perfectly to end it. I like how all the songs talk about different things, and all these different things are just very relatable to me and kind of my personal struggle. And it kind of shows, especially towards the end, that there's a silver lining when you're going through all these problems, these battles and struggles and trials. There's something positive at the end of that. Really just love how unique the album is. Like, not one song sounds like the other, and it just flows really nicely and makes a very unique album that has so much feeling and emotion to it that all you can really do is be like, wow, like 2 people made this album, and it's insane to me. But I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. Like, probably one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. I will have my favorite tracks down below. Also check out like my social media and stuff, because I have some more YouTube channels that hopefully I'll try to be uploading more on. If you are new to this channel and you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. Also, that would be awesome, because I also talk about concerts and just music in general, and I will hopefully do more album reviews in the future, maybe some more new releases. And give this video a like, guys, if you like it, and like share it with people so they can get the word out on amazing music. Anyways, guys, stay brutal, stay tuned for more reviews, and see ya later.